is Saturday morning and it is going to be a busy day, so I decided to pick up my camera and vlog for you guys today. It's been a while. I have a lot of things I want to chat about. Taking down Christmas decor today. I never know how long I'm going to keep my Christmas decor up because I decorate pretty much just for winter in general, so it could be up all winter, but I'm done with it. Like, the tree's dried out, it's time to go. Goodness, my hair is really puffy today, which is another thing I want to chat about sometime today when I get a chance, when the kids are like busy or something. Some of you were asking some questions about head coverings, how to care for them, where I get them, what size I order, that kind of stuff. So I will talk about that later today sometime. But for now, I am sitting here eating my sourdough toast from Thistle Finch Bakes, I think. Okay, so last night I went to Artisan Mill, I think it's called. They have like 86 vendors and I just went in there. It was so beautiful. It just, oh my word, it gave me like goosebumps. This is kind of like what I'm doing with Fox Sparrow, but just with an actual storefront. They actually had the old like grindstone wheel, whatever it is, inside the building. It was really cool. So if you're ever around, put that on your list of things to check out. It just made me realize what I could be doing with Fox Sparrow if I had the time to expand. But I guess if I keep creating like products, like co-creating them with like the creators or whatever, it just is a slower going. And I've been hearing all these stories from like small business owners and stuff, and like they're resilient, and especially during this time. And so I've just like been like, wow, I want to do what I can to support small businesses, because it's probably supporting an actual family. And like, I know there, like, some of the stuff that was there was like moms who are hand creating stuff themselves, you know, and they're providing opportunities that their family probably wouldn't have otherwise. And so yeah, let me show you what I got. I got some really pretty things. I spent like $100, but yeah, one of the things was this sourdough bread. It is delicious. I always wanted to make my own sourdough bread, but I decided if I make it, it'll be an excuse to eat bread more often and it won't be as special. And I want bread in my house to be like special and not like a normal everyday occurrence. So anyway, let me show you what I got and then show you what the projects are for the day. So I got this gorgeous throw. It's like kind of like coarse and sturdy feeling, not like super soft. It's more for decor than for like cozying up, but it's so cute. I think this was by Furnish. And then I got some more pampas grass. I did order some on Etsy and it's not here yet, but I decided to buy some a while because I thought this might look good at the piano. I'm not sure. And this was a better price than the stuff I found on Etsy. That's, I think, 3 stems. Yeah. And then we are going to try this coffee. It's already ground. Normally I like to try whole bean coffee, but I wanted their medium roast. And it says that this is local to me, so that's pretty cool. And this little basket is so adorable. We need like a mail slot for Josh. He has his office in the basement and then he needs to take his stuff down. So I'm thinking we'll hang it right here maybe, just somewhere to put mail. Normally we've been just setting it right here on this hook, just setting the letters and stuff there, and then he takes it down with him. And my brother is coming over this morning to move this piano. This is our like toy room right now, but we have this moved in here because our bonus room slash office area is getting redone. Josh is gonna be working on that today, so it's quite a fright. But yeah, so this is the before situation with our piano. I decided I wanted to move it and give it its proper place in the living room, because I have great plans to like super organize this, make it like a school room, toy room. No, I'm not homeschooling or anything. I only have a 3-year-old, but I want like storage bins and stuff. I want to repaint, take down the chandelier. This used to be a dining room, if you can't tell. And yeah, so let me show you where we're gonna put the piano. So this is the current setup of the living room. We have a sofa along this wall and a sofa along this wall, and then the Christmas tree is getting taken down, and we'll put this sofa back at the window again. And so I'm thinking the pretty wood piano right in the middle of this wall, maybe a plant, just like real simple, because I don't want to decorate it too much because this wall already has a lot of stuff. By the way, if you stay till the end, I will play you guys a hymn on the piano. I would do something more modern and contemporary, but I'm afraid I'll get like a copyright strike or something. I never know how that law works. So I'm gonna switch to a voiceover here because things are about to get loud. First of all, I supervised the moving of the piano. And then I got the kids up and they were watching Josh work in the office, which turned out to be a very loud project. And then while Josh was working on that, I got the kids their breakfast. It was just a simple oatmeal out of the packets this morning, nothing to brag about.
and then I tried to figure out what I wanted for my door. Josh was pretty patient. I'm such like a visual person. I like to see it before I like commit. So that I guess was kind of the problem we were running into.
Okay, this is the problem when you're just like trying to make it up as you go. We're trying to decide if these are sticking off the door too much, like if Josh should rip them down further or not. I don't know. I almost feel like I need to see them all first before I can decide. And the other thing was, I told Josh we'll probably paint the door because I don't like the tie-dye look of the wood. But I'm wondering once these strips are on if it'll break it up and you won't even notice that, and we'll just keep it all wood. Yeah, I don't know. We're kind of doing this, mixing it up as we go along.
I had so much fun decorating for Christmas, but undecorating was actually kind of fun too. Evonnie was really into it. She was at first really sad when I told her the manger scene was going away, and I told her that the Christmas lights aren't going to be up anymore when we drive around. And she was not that impressed, but when it came time to actually take down the tree, she was all hands on deck. She wanted to help take off the oranges. And yeah, we had a fun little morning here tearing everything down.
Can you just help her to take all the oranges off? And yeah.
Wrecking the tree? Is that what the Grinch did?
Yeah.
What did he do? He shoved it up the chimney, didn't he?
Yeah. We're not gonna do that. we're just gonna put it in the wood.
Okay, I'm not sure if this is really dumb, but I'm gonna find out, I guess, in 11 months when I go to get these oranges out of their storage. Evonnie was like, no, we can't throw them out. So I was like, fine, we'll put them in a gallon bag and we'll see how they hold up. But I have a feeling they're not gonna be very colorful at all anymore, but whatever, we will kind of experiment. And then here I was trying to hang up the wooden garland that I took off the tree on the mantle just because I thought, you know, maybe it would add something, but at the end I decided, nope, I didn't like it. It felt too Christmassy for one thing, and for the other thing, it just didn't need it over there. I liked it a lot more simple. The brick can come off kind of busy if you're not careful, so I just took it back down again. And having this manger scene out at kid level was like the best mom hack ever. They loved it so much, played with it all the time. A couple pieces did get broken, not by my kids, but by my husband and some guests, and Josh just super glued everything back together, so it's gonna live to see another year, I think. Leave up my mantle here. I was trying to put wooden beads on it and it just didn't look right, but I'm gonna leave the greens there because they're wintry, whatever. There's nothing particularly Christmassy about it. And I don't think I'm gonna work on my shelves today just because I want to do some cooking with you guys, show you my sweet tea recipe. So I'm gonna clean up all this mess and then we're gonna get to work on styling the piano, moving the sofa over. Yeah, oh, I'm already feeling excited about new prospects. I don't know. For some reason, putting Christmas decor up is the best feeling ever, and then taking it down is also the best feeling ever. Okay, first of all, I had to clean up all this mess while the kids were coloring in the kitchen. It was super nice. They were entertaining themselves, and I got a lot of work done today. So here is the piano. I'm already liking it here. It needs to be centered and I need to style it and everything yet, but first I want to get it clean. It is not in 100% good condition. It was pretty much brand new looking when we got it at Farmersville auction back when we first got married. You can see it's kind of like cloudy. I'm gonna first of all just go over it with furniture polish, and then we'll see how, I'll show you how that looks.
And then we're gonna go back in with something more heavy duty here. And this is scratch cover for light to medium woods. So we'll see if this does anything, because I went to the paint store and they said there really isn't much you can do for this kind of stuff besides just sanding it down and starting over. Fun story about this piano here. Actually, it moved into our first home before I did, because I'd heard so many stories about people who always meant to buy a piano and then it just never happened. And I grew up with a piano and I did not want to be one day without one. So I told Josh, I'm not moving in until we have a piano in our first home. So this thing moved in June and we got married and moved in July. So this thing has been, yeah, it's seen better days without children, and now that the children are there, I want them to like play the piano and stuff, but sometimes they have a tendency to like treat it like a toy, and that's where I gotta draw the line and be like, nope, that's my piano, and if you're not gonna follow the rules, you don't need to touch it. But yeah, I'm so excited for my kids to learn instruments at some point. Not sure which one. I hope that they show interest in an instrument or two, because I know that's something that Josh always wishes he had time to learn, and I just love what playing instruments has added to my life. So it says just to shake it well and try it on an inconspicuous surface first. So I'm gonna put it on the back lid. Here's my old rag. Just put some on the rag, and now I'm gonna test it inside the lid here. Okay, nothing's changing, so I'm gonna go all ham on this and see what I can do. So, and then it says you just wipe it down again with a clean cloth when you're done. It just kind of sounds like you polish and buff it kind of thing. So let's see what we can do here. Okay, I am really impressed with this stuff. I don't think it's gonna show up on camera, but I did use it on this side, and just look how it, like, it's almost reflecting the wall into the wood. It's like really livening it up. And then over here it's just a lot more dull. Yeah, I don't think you're gonna be able to see that, but yeah, it's just, it brings it alive. Polished, not polished. Polished, not polished. I don't know, but yeah, if you're looking to liven up any wood pieces you have, this stuff works great. Okay, so this is how it's looking. I slid the piano over and then I put my chair here. And then over here on the floor, I have all kinds of decor that I could use. I just gathered stuff up that I had down in the basement around the house. These used to be in my kitchen. I'm not gonna, if I use these frames, I'm gonna take them out and do different artwork. Yeah, just a bunch of random little things. I also have this pampas grass over here, which brings me to my next problem. I need to figure out what to do with this space beside the piano. Do I want to put a plant there? Do I want to put my lamp stand back there? So I'm going to figure that out first, and then I think we'll move on, but I don't want to make it too busy over here, so I'm only going to put a few things on the piano. And I'm not loving that chair there. I love the chair, but I don't know if that's the best place for it.
You are gonna see truly how I work in this video. I don't know if you guys decorate like I do, but it's definitely a process. It's nothing that is like very linear at all. I just set things up and just kind of use process of elimination. I try to imagine how I can use the things that I already have, but sometimes I find my imagination thinking, I saw this at that store, or I saw this on Instagram, and then I can like be discontent and think about all the things I could be buying, but I'm like, no, I want to use what I have. And I feel like sometimes keeping it simple is the best way to go, especially with a busy wall like this here. So you're gonna see that it turns out pretty monochromatic, but I can easily make this more colorful with new artwork. But yeah, go ahead and watch the madness that is me decorating with kids around.
Okay, so this is definitely not done. It needs some color. I need some pictures in the frames. I think I like it symmetrical in the middle of the piano rather than off to the side. There's just so much stuff on this wall, and then I have the shelves and stuff. I just feel like, I know some of you don't think that looks simple, but to me, I think I like it that way. And then we have pampas grass over here, and then I kind of mirrored it over here with these little bunny tails, I think they're called. I got these at Calico Creek, and Josh made me these frames. And this is from Martin's Furniture and Mattress, and I made the bead garland. So let me flash forward just quickly here and show you what I ended up doing then with the artwork. Like I said, we're having friends coming over this evening. They were both in our bridal party, old friends from way back. They don't drink coffee, so I think we're just gonna get pizza ordered in or takeout. And then I'm going to serve, I have leftover pudding cups from that other video you probably saw when I did my appetizer video. I have leftover of that, so we're gonna have that for dessert. I think she's bringing a salad, and then we'll probably just order takeout, like pizza. And then I am going to make, I'm gonna try to make blackberry iced tea. Blackberry iced tea is so good, and I have blackberries in my freezer that I'm gonna use for garnish for our black raspberry trees, and then we're gonna use here, this stuff right here. It is the Tirani blackberry syrup. So I am just bringing a quart of water to a boil, and then while it's boiling, I'm gonna clean up my wreck of a living room, and then I'm just gonna put in 4 of these Lipton iced tea. They're made for iced tea, or you could just use, I see I have some little ones in here. You could use 12 of these little ones, but they're kind of a handful. So I recommend getting like the family size tea bags and then using 4 of them. So when it comes to a boil, I will be just putting these in. It makes a concentrate. That way you can add like ice and water later on. And I think I'm gonna make it half strength sweetness. That way you can add like a splash of blackberry syrup instead of adding 2 cups of sugar, which sounds so sweet anyway. I'm gonna add 1 cup. And then we can add like the splash of blackberry syrup, which is mostly cane sugar, I think is the first ingredient, and then some flavoring. I will put all the ingredients down below in the direction, but I definitely am excited to try it. I just wish I had some mint growing out in my sun porch here, because I think like mint would garnish it really pretty. And I'm really excited to try it in the summer, like blackberry lemonade. It sounds so good. It's a good thing when you have friends who don't like coffee, because then you can branch out a little bit and try other drinks too. Oh, is it already boiling? Okay, I'm just gonna turn the heat off. Okay, and then I'm going to set my timer for 5 minutes, so don't forget about it, and let that steep. Okay, I'm gonna take these out. I always feel like when I do this, I'm wasting so much tea that probably didn't actually steep. But,
I'm gonna drink medicine.
do you just call me Megan?
Megan.
I'm your mother. You must call me Mother Dearest.
No, Mommy.
Okay, call me Mommy. What did you want?
Medicine.
Are you sick?
Yeah.
I am not a crunchy mom at all, but if there's something that will keep them healthy and that's easy, my cousin, second cousin, she made elderberry syrup, so they love this stuff, so I'm gonna give them some. I think it's the greatest.
Can I do it? Can I do it,
I'm
Mom?
gonna give it to Fletcher. Okay, hang on, put it in his mouth first and then just squeeze a little bit in.
And then.
Are you like a little bird? Just push it harder. There's more in there.
Oh, God.
Are you gonna be a nurse when you get big?
Oh, God.
Good job. Okay, now let's get a spoon for you so I can wash that thing. Is it yummy? Is it sweet or is it sour?
Yummy.
No, Fletcher. This is like medicine. You can't have too much.
Yummy.
No more.
Mom, I need a hug for you, Ido. I want a hug for Ido.
Oh, you're gonna go? Where are you going?
I'm going to the cabin.
Bye. Have fun. Be safe.
Oh, I gotta do something. I gotta get my gun.
Your gun, what are you gonna do with your gun?
I'm gonna shoot deer, not bears.
You're gonna shoot deer, like Uncle Tim. Are you gonna eat the meat?
What?
Are you gonna eat the meat?
No, they don't have meat.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, have fun. This is her pretending to go to the cabin. Is this your cabin?
Yeah.
Wow.
I
It's,
see them maybe.
I love being a mom. They crack me up so much. So now you're gonna see me putting some finishing touches in our living room. It really is hard to have anything nice when you have toddlers around that are just apt to get into things. They're not trying to be malicious and break things, they're just curious. And when things are like within reach, you can't hardly blame them. They're impulsive and whatever. So I have just learned to try to have nice things, quote unquote, out of the way, and then anything that is within reach of them, just make sure it's not breakable or super valuable. So you're gonna see that the items I put on this tray are pretty kid-friendly. Fletcher is known to walk off with stuff and play with it. Evonnie likes to redecorate. There are some clay pots here that are actually only worth like $1.99 a piece, I think. I got them at Goodwill. But unfortunately, now that they've been sitting here a while, I really like how they look, so they're starting to become more valuable to me, and I don't know if I'm willing to have them broken just yet. But the wooden beads, the leather coaster, the tree, the notebook, and the candle are all pretty kid-friendly, and should they get broken, hopefully I won't shed too many tears.
okay, so I got this room back where it belonged. I finally cut off the tags on my pillows, and I'm sending Rocky, our Robo-Rock, around on his maiden voyage in the new layout. Let's see if she can find her way.
I'm gonna do that.
Whee! What a cute toy.
Is that how you dad?
Yeah, you can do it again.
This is a little hard for
Uh-oh, it crashed. I cannot wait to get this stuff out of the toy room and get this all done, but that's a project for another day. Because we still have to finish this project. Oh, what a mess. Okay, so I completely forgot about lunch, and I'm so embarrassed because I just busted open a can of Trader Joe's bruschetta, however you say it. I'm literally eating it out of the jar. I can't believe I'm telling you this, but it's so good. Man, I wish I could eat like a fresh tomato right now out of the garden, but this will have to do it. Not too bad. Give you guys a sneak peek of the door. Josh just left to go golfing, and he finished the door before he left. Now I have to decide if I want to paint it or leave it wooden. I love it. It was not the original intention at all. I was gonna have everything like be the exact same and then just overlap in the middle. And then he kind of, I don't know, it wasn't how I envisioned it at all. So I ended up just pushing some things in towards the middle more instead of having all these pieces come out to the end. And I love it way more. Like, I'm so glad we did that. It looks so good. So make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss my whole office room makeover reveal video, because it's gonna be a pretty one. Okay, so the kids are down for their naps. I changed for the evening because I was filthy dirty. I had sawdust on me and like the pampas grass stuff everywhere. Anyway, so I just changed. I feel so much better. Josh is gonna be back in probably like an hour. He's been golfing. After he finished the door, he went golfing with a bunch of friends. He loves to golf. He tries to go every week if he can. Anyway, I just ordered a bunch of new veils or like my head covering. It depends what you're gonna call it. And I had been getting a few questions. I just thought I would talk a little bit about it, show you how I'm gonna clean some of them, why I only wear white ones. Let's start with that question, first of all. Okay, Mennonites, if you come to Lancaster County, you're gonna see so many of them, and if you are a Mennonite or like part of that world or culture, you're gonna be able to pick people out, like, oh, they go to this denomination or that denomination. Sometimes you can even nail it down to the actual church that they go to, because some churches have like very cut and dry rules, like this is the type of head covering that we wear, and so you can kind of see them as like a little group or family or whatever, I guess. So it's very uniform. The church I go to, if you walked in, you would see all types of head coverings, which personally I like because, I mean, one, it's nice to have options and choices, and it's just more fun that way. But on the other hand too, I feel like when you walk in and see everybody covering their heads but differently, you get the idea that the point is to cover your head, and that's not just like a specific uniform or whatever. But there's different opinions on that. Every Mennonite has their own opinion. Unity versus uniformity and all that. So a lot of it actually comes down to personal preference. Some churches like the bonnet style, like mesh covering, because it's more like traditional, I guess. And that's what I grew up with. That's what I wore on my wedding day. And my mom still wears one like that. Josh's mom, sister. Yeah, it's very common around here. But veils are also becoming more common too, or I keep saying a veil. You guys don't know what that probably is. That's like a fabric style like circle on your head. That's becoming more popular because they're a lot more easy to maintain, and like, you know, you don't have to worry about denting them, things like that. But I wear white veils and they are not that easy to maintain, depending. So if you are, you know, thinking about covering your head or wearing a head covering, maybe white isn't the easiest choice. But I grew up even as like, I think I wore a head covering for the first time when I was 15. So I kind of grew up like learning how to like take care of it and stuff, so it's fine. Like to wear white doesn't bother me really, and I like the look. People at my church wear black, they wear colors, they wear like the head scarf turban type of thing. There's lots of different variations, and I think they're all great. It's fine. It's just like for me, I like the white style veil. Here's one that I just got. I like the white style veils because I feel like they match everything. They don't look like fashion necessarily, but I mean, they're still pretty and clean and white. Honestly, it's just a preference. A lot of people at my church wear black, which I can totally see why, and honestly, I'd probably recommend that to you guys. Black is just a lot easier to maintain and keep clean, but at the same time, I don't know. I prefer white, and so I've been wearing white 100% of the time, but if I wanted to switch it up, I could. I did talk a little bit more about why I cover my head in a previous video. I showed like a hair tutorial and stuff. I'm not going to do that today. So there is like biblical reasons for it in the Bible. It's not just like only tradition. There's also scripture that talks about a woman covering her head. But the problem is it's so open to interpretation in some ways. It's really hard to decipher what exactly the application should look like. Should you be covering your head only when you pray and prophesy? Should it be like a lifestyle thing, like all the time? Does it actually mean a literal head covering? So I'm not going to be here telling you what it actually is or means. I think you need to look into that for yourself. It's 1 Corinthians 11, and Paul is writing. You look into it for yourself. There's podcasts, there's preachers that talk about it, and there is a lot of different views and opinions of that whole like concept of women covering their heads. But yeah, like I said, I could go on about that, but I'll let you find that in another video. I'm going to talk about the practical stuff today. So there's lots of places online that you can get different types of head coverings. I will link some down below. I get mine from Joyce's Coverings and Veils, but there's a Lucy Martin, I think, makes veils. There's like a lot of different places online that actually ship. They're very easy to ship because they're not very expensive to ship because they're so lightweight. Garlands of Grace, I think it is, has some really pretty like head wraps and veils and stuff. They're so gorgeous. I think those are so pretty, but then I feel like it'd be another thing for me to try to match with my outfit and stuff, and I just feel like it would end up being a bother for me, and I would start like not enjoying covering my head as much. So I just been sticking to white, like I said. And I prefer, you can get like the one I'm wearing today is like more lacy, crocheted looking. Some people have like glittery lace. Some churches have rules against lace and they only want like the solid fabric. But since my church doesn't really care what we do, as long as we practice head covering, I got this one here, which has just a really thin lace, because I had bought one with a wider lace. You probably saw me wearing it in some videos, which it looks pretty like just looking at it, but when I wear it on my head, then like the lace would stand up and like give me like little ears and stuff, and I did not like that one. But some people really like the wider lace, and I really did like the slub knit, maybe that's what that's called in the middle there. This is my favorite, and I ordered more again of this lace and this kind of fabric in the middle. I get 7.5 inches wide and 8 inches long, so that makes it like more of an oval than a circle. That way it fits my head better. Some people are asking, what's the point of like, what does it mean like when people wear black ones versus white ones? People with black head coverings aren't married yet, and the people with white ones are. Like, you hear all kinds of like, honestly, it is not, there's nothing to do with that. It's not like, I think like Catholics, wouldn't they have like different colors for like blue for none? I don't know. I'm not sure how it works. So there's not really any like, it's not like a military uniform or something where you have a certain amount of stars that means something or certain color means something. It's just really up to people's preferences, opinions, or their church rules and standards. And typically I would just keep like 2 on rotation. I'll have one that's like brand new and I wear for like good, like to go away or to go to church or something like that. And then I'll have one that's a little bit older that I just wear at home. But the problem is I use these little white bobby pins, and I like these because they're like really inconspicuous and they work really well. But for some reason, I don't know why, they get yellow where the pins are. See that? It's like dirtier, you can see. So I'm gonna try to wash these today. I do wash them sometimes. I ordered 3 new ones, and then I have 3 old ones that I want to wash. Yeah, this one's really bad. It just like sits there and ages. So I'll just show you what I do in case some of you
are new to head covering, or you're just curious, or maybe some of you aren't sure how to wash your veils and you just like get rid of them when they get ugly. But I've had pretty good success with spray and wash. I just spray them on, like soak them, like drench them. And I wish I had the sink right here to show you. But I'm just gonna like drench these up with lots of spray and wash, really concentrating on like the yellow. There's gonna be like 3 like dirtier areas where the hairpins were, like the bobby pins. So I'm just gonna like massage that into the lace a little bit, which is another thing I like about like the fabric over lace, is that it's like a lot more sturdy. Sorry if this is boring some of you. Feel free to click off or jump to the end of the video, but I have some more fun things coming up after this. So you are asking, I thought I'd share with you. So after I spray on the spray and wash, I will just go and wet the whole thing and just throw them right into my laundry bin, and I'll wash it with my whites, and they usually come out fine. Sometimes I'll need to iron them depending on like which fabric or lace it was, just to make them nice and flat. But honestly, they usually get really clean, and I'll insert a little clip here of these before and after I wash them. And you can see the difference. It's not perfect, but it really does help you have more life in your veils. And if you're wondering how much they cost, I think I pay about $8 a piece for mine. I did try sewing them because they seem like such an easy thing to sew, but sewing in a circle and getting the hemming right and stuff is really hard. So I'm just leaving that to the experts. But yeah, I hope that answered some of your questions just on practical application of it all. No, it does not hurt my head to wear my hair up in a bun. And I have some more hairstyles I should show you guys in the future. I do cover almost all the time. I get up in the morning, get dressed, comb my hair, put my head covering on, and then I just wear it all day till like bedtime. Other Mennonites, they only put it on when they're going out the door, you know, out of the house or whatever, but I just cannot be productive without like my hair combed and stuff. And then I'm ready to go if I need to run out the door or whatever. But I know there's different applications of that. My mom lived on a farm, so she was always running in and out of the barn, and so she'd just wear a bandana in the barn because it was easier to wash and stuff. So yeah, there's so many different ways that people do it, but I always sleep with my hair down and like messy and like whatever, just so that it like gives my scalp a break. And I wash it about twice a week. I can go more over that some other time, but yeah, it doesn't get, I feel like it stays pretty clean when it's like up like this. But one thing that I do because I feel like if you comb your hair the same way all the time, it's bound to like make your hair really flat and also maybe like create balding at like the place you always part your hair. So on days like where I'm home, like today, my hair is not very good today because I was like, oh, I'll just be home all day. I'm going to part it on the wrong side because I prefer it on this side. I don't know why, it just lays better on my head. You can see like these baby hairs and stuff, like it isn't as good on this side. So on days where I'm not going to be around people and stuff, I will comb my hair like a part down the middle, no part at all, part on the wrong side, whatever, just to change it up, and it gives your hair more body.
Okay, so on to making the blackberry iced tea. Sorry for that quick interruption there, but the ice machine was making crazy noises, so I just decided to call it quits in there.
Okay, the official taste test. Here we go. So pretty. You can use the like black raspberries that I have frozen, or blackberries, I'm not sure which they are, as ice cubes. It's so pretty, look at that. Oh my word. A very impressive drink, that's for sure. It's super easy. Okay, let's try it. Okay. It's good. It tastes great. It's like tastes right like sweet tea, and then it has like that blackberry flavor layer in it. I'm still like a chocolate milkshake iced coffee type of girl. I don't know if it's worth the calories. I'm not sure. But Josh is going to love this. He loves fruity drinks, and he's gonna really like this. I am gonna write in the recipe down below. I would do a cup of sugar because if you put enough of this in to make it sweet enough, it's gonna start being really blackberry flavored, and you just want like a subtle hint of it, at least I do. So make sure you read the directions down below how I would recommend that you do it, and then you can always add more sugar later if you feel the need to. But yeah, very refreshing, very good. I don't know if it's very seasonal. I don't know. I know some of you live like in the heat, so this would be a perfect thing to make tomorrow. And it also, yeah, like I said, I want to try this with lemonade, or you could probably put just a splash of like this blackberry syrup in your hot tea. I'm sure that would be really good too. I don't drink hot drinks, but yeah, super cute, super impressive drink. I just need a mint leaf yet, and then it would be perfect. Okay, I'm only gonna play this once, so if there's mistakes, I apologize. But if I actually wanted to get it perfect, I'd have to refilm it probably like 10 times. And the kids, I just put to bed, so I don't wanna like keep them up or anything with the piano going. So here we go, one take.